¿Qué pasa, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Yes, I am back. Finally, guys. You do not know how hellacious like the last 2 weeks of my life have been. Also, if my audio quality sounds better or worse, that is because for those of you who do not follow me on Twitter, my blue snowball actually broke a couple days ago, and I decided to take this opportunity to upgrade in the Blue Yeti microphone, and that's what I will be using from now on. So if you could please let me know how the audio sounds, I would be greatly thankful for that. I would greatly appreciate that. And yes, Wi-Fi battles will hopefully be making a return. I do have to go through a bit of a process to be able to actually get these Wi-Fi battles. Some of you might know what exactly I have to do, so if you could please leave a like if we can get this video up to 400 likes as the return battle, that would be great. So thank you to everybody who will watch this, and hopefully y'all do enjoy it. And this battle is against my boy Nappy. I had this IRL at PAX East. Some of you might have actually seen the little vlog I did after we had our battle, and this was actually a really fun battle. As you can see, Nappy brought some very unorthodox things. For example, he has slacking. Choice Bandit Adamant Slacking is a giant massive threat. You guys should know this because I did a session of this in PU. Slacking even got banned from PU because it was so powerful with Choice Bandit Adamant Giga Impact. Now, for those of you who don't know Nappy, I'll leave his channel link down in the description. Make sure to go check him out. So, looking at his team going into the battle, the biggest threat I saw was obviously going to be that slacking. Also, Yon Mega could be a bit of a problem if I allow it to get too out of hand and if I lose my Porygon too. So, I'm going to be leading off with my Heliolisk, as he's going to be leading off with the Yon Mega of all things. And he's going to go for the Protect, I guess just scouting out to see what exactly I wanted to do. And I decided just to make the safe play, which was the Volt Switch, because I am actually Choice Scarf, which means even if he does get the speed boost as he does here, I will be able to still outspeed him, Volt Switch into my Porygon 2, and then finish him off. Unfortunately though, I get really lucky turn 2 and I get a crit, and that crit actually really did matter just because Yon Mega does have respectable bulk and Heliolisk doesn't have the best special attack around. Although 109 isn't too bad, Volt Switch also isn't the most strongest move. So I Volt Switch into my Porygon 2 as it brings in the slacking. I'm thinking, okay, I can bring in Slowbro. I'm max defense, max HP. That did 95% to Slowbro. Slowbro is one of the bulkiest physical walls in UU, and Slacking just swatted it away. This thing is a massive problem, so I know that I have to fodder something off, and I absolutely need to keep my Slowbro because it is the only thing on my team that I have to deal with his Entei. So I switch into my Donphan. That does 95% again. Good lord. So I'm going to stay in, knowing that he most likely is just going to stay in just because you have to recharge. I thought that Giga Impact worked, that after you did the attack you could switch out, but no, you are forced to stay in, so a little bit of a brain fart there. So I get off a decent amount of damage with the Earthquake. As this turn I go for an Ice Shard thinking, okay, he's just going to finish me off, right? But no, he brings in the Weezing, and the way he brought in Weezing had me thinking, okay, he might want to take this opportunity to get up Toxic Spikes. So what I'm going to do is get on my rocks, leave in my Donphan for Death Fodder, and then just rapid spin until eventually he knocks me out, right? Which is why I go for the rapid spin this turn as he goes for the Sludge Bomb. We got a crit on the Sludge Bomb, which honestly does not matter whatsoever. So he's going to be able to knock me out with a combination of the burn, as now I can bring back in my Heliolisk. I didn't want to switch directly into my Victini, even though I am Adamant Choice Bandit, which is a big threat to his team. I wanted to get off a little bit of chip damage on the Weezing, then bring in my Victini so I could ensure that an Adamant Choice Bandit Zen Headbutt would be able to knock him out. So he actually ends up going for the Pain Split, and I'm thinking, okay, something on his team is about to get 2 KO'd. So I stay in, go for the Zen Headbutt. Weezing takes this hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Victini is actually pretty powerful if you use it. Unfortunately though, Zen Headbutt apparently is not doing that much of a damage output. Either that or I'm just really underestimating the bulk of Weezing, as I'm able to 2 KO him. He's going to bring back in this giant ass threat known as Slacking, and I'm fiddling through my team right now thinking, what don't I need? What don't I need? Eventually I settle on my Shaman, just because even though yes he does have the Blastoise, he still has that Florges as well, and as long as he has Florges around, my Shaman is honestly not going to be useful whatsoever to me in this battle. So I fodder that off, allow me to bring in my Victini. I have free range to click V crate. Something on his team is going to get 2 KO'd. Even if he brings in Blastoise, I'm very positive that he could possibly get 2 KO'd if he was just max attack, max special attack, max HP as opposed to max defense, max HP. So he actually makes a very questionable play, and he fodders off his slacking. If anything, he should have brought in Blastoise in my opinion, but the fact that he lost slacking gives me a lot of free range in this battle now because the biggest threat on his team is gone. So he brings in the Entei, then predicting him to want to go for the Stone Edge. I switch into my Slowbro. He misses the Stone Edge, which honestly does not end up mattering too much just because, as I said, I am max defense, max HP, so I could have easily taken the hit, slacked off, or switched out and got my Regenerator. And I go for the Toxic thinking that he would actually bring in the Florges. This way I could force him to go for Aromatherapy, keep toxicking him until eventually he ran out of Aromatherapies and eventually beat Florges one-on-one. But he actually brings in the Blastoise. Then, fearing the fact that he could have the Dark Pulse, I'm actually going to switch directly into my Porygon 2, which was also a bit of a risky play because he could have possibly 2KO'd me with a combination of Dark Pulse or Water Pulse followed up by an Aura Sphere. So he ends up going for the Rapid Spin, and he switches out as well, so I'm thinking that he most likely does not actually have the Aura Sphere, which is really good information for me because I can still keep my Porygon 2 around to kind of deal with that Blastoise. As he brings in the Florges, Thunderbolt actually does a respectable amount of damage as he goes for the Toxic, and seeing that he has Toxic, that automatically told me, okay, he does not have the Aromatherapy because most Florges run Wish, Protect, Moonblast in either Aromatherapy or Toxic. So because he has Toxic, I am 99% sure that he does not have the Aromatherapy. So I'm going to go for the Toxic of my own, which means I'm going to be able to eventually beat this Florges one-on-one, hopefully, as I actually switch into my Heliolisk, predicting him to want to go for the Wish or the Protect, which was a really stupid play on my part, because if anything, I should have actually left in my Porygon 2. But yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking there. As I bring in my Heliolisk, I'm just going to stay in and I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt because, as I said, I'm very confident that he does not have the Aromatherapy, so I don't have to worry about him going for that as I'm able to just hit him with a good amount of damage. And then I'm going to follow up with another Thunderbolt because at this point I don't really need my Heliolisk. Although yes, he does still have the Blastoise, I still have my Victini in my back pocket, which can easily one-hit KO Blastoise with the Bolt Strike. So I knew that leaving in Heliolisk to try to get off as much damage on this Florges as possible was the better play for me in the long run of the battle. Not to mention that I still also have my Porygon 2, which can come in, take any one hit, and hit him with a Thunderbolt. So after he knocks me out, I'm going to bring in my Victini, easily knock him out with the U-turn. I believe at this point, his last two Pokemon are the Entei and the Blastoise. Now, Blastoise could still actually be a little bit of a problem just because he could still have the Dark Pulse. So on the off chance that he did have Dark Pulse, I actually bring in my Porygon 2 as opposed to bringing in my Slowbro, and he's going to bring in his Entei. Now, this Porygon 2 doesn't have too many defense EVs, so I honestly thought that he was going to be able to one-hit KO me with an Adamant Choice Banded Flare Blitz, but no, ladies and gentlemen, Porygon 2 is way too bulky, as I'm going to be able to hit him up with the Thunderbolt, and I believe the following turn he's going to be able to knock me out with another Flare Blitz, and then I can easily just bring in my Slowbro, or even actually bring in my Victini if I really wanted to. But ultimately I decided just to make the safe play by bringing in my Slowbro on the off chance that maybe he actually wasn't Choice Banded and then hit me with the Stone Edge and crit me or something. So I knew Slowbro in the long run was my safest play to do, as I'm going to be able to easily take this Flare Blitz. His last Pokemon, as I said, is the Blastoise, which I'm very confident does not have Dark Pulse, which means that Slowbro can just stay in, and because Blastoise is toxic, I will be able to knock it out with the combination of the Toxic Recoil and the damage coming from Psychic. And even if he did knock me out, I could easily just bring in Victini and in return one-hit KO him with the Adamant Choice Banded Bolt Strike, and that is going to be the 2-0 victory in my favor. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the return battle. That, oh my lord, the title for this battle is so corny, I know, but I had to do this. It was just a really fun battle. As I said, guys, make sure to go check out my boy Nappy. And with that, guys, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate if you guys would do that. And yeah, hopefully I can get around to uploading again tomorrow. So hopefully you all enjoyed, and with that, I will see you all soon. So thank you everybody for sticking with me through here, and yeah, later everybody.